Before you allow another fearful thought to settle in your mind, hear me. I have not brought you to this moment so you can surrender to the pressure that has been surrounding you. I know what you have carried in silence. I know the thoughts you could not explain to anyone. I know how many times you smiled while your heart was asking questions. I saw you trying to remain strong when you felt tired inside, and I heard every prayer you whispered when no one else was listening. So stay with these words until the end, because I want to help you understand something that can change the way you face your life. You have spent too much time measuring your future by what is happening around you. You have looked at closed doors and assumed there was no way forward. You have looked at delays and wondered whether I had forgotten you. You have looked at your mistakes and questioned whether you had ruined the good things I prepared for you. But I tell you now, stop judging my plan by one difficult chapter. You cannot see the whole road from where you are standing, but I can. I know where you have been, I know where you are, and I know where I am leading you. Trust me. Not only when everything feels easy. Trust me when the answer has not appeared. Trust me when your plans change. Trust me when you have done your best and still do not understand the result. Faith is not pretending that your problems are invisible. Faith is choosing to believe that your problems are not greater than my wisdom. I want you to apply this truth to your life today. When worry enters your mind, do not immediately give it a home. Examine the thought. Ask yourself whether it is leading you toward wisdom or pushing you deeper into fear. Not every thought deserves your agreement. You have repeated some negative possibilities so often that they have begun to sound like facts. You say, nothing will change. I will always struggle. I missed my opportunity. I am too late. I cannot recover. Who taught you to speak over your life with such hopelessness? I am calling you to renew your thinking. Speak with humility, but speak with faith. Say, I do not know every answer yet, but I will continue. I am learning. I am praying. I am becoming wiser. I will do what is right today and trust God with what I cannot control. This is how you begin to walk differently. My child, I am not asking you to deny reality. I am teaching you not to become a prisoner of it. Your present condition is information, not always your final destination. If your finances are difficult, become disciplined and seek wisdom. If a relationship is wounded, communicate with patience and truth. If your heart is tired, rest without abandoning your purpose. If you made a mistake, learn from it instead of building your identity around it. I can use a humble heart that is willing to learn. I can guide a person who says, show me where I need to change. Stop spending all your energy asking me to change everyone around you while refusing to examine your own habits. I love you too deeply to leave you without correction. There are patterns you must release. There are conversations you must stop replaying. There are distractions that consume your time but produce nothing valuable in your spirit. There are moments when you know what is right, yet you delay because comfort feels easier than obedience. Today I'm calling you higher, not to shame you, but to strengthen you. Watch until the end of this message, because each truth is connected to the next. And I want you to take these words into your daily life rather than simply feel encouraged for a few minutes. I want your prayer life to become sincere. You do not need impressive sentences when you come to me. Speak from your heart. Tell me where you are confused. Tell me where you are afraid. Admit where you are angry. Bring me your questions, then become quiet enough to reflect on my word and receive wisdom. Prayer is not only a place where you ask for things. Prayer is also where your heart learns to surrender what it cannot carry. You have tried to control outcomes, people, timing, and circumstances. That is why your mind has been exhausted. Do your part faithfully, but do not attempt to become the ruler of everything. You cannot force every door to open. You cannot make every person understand you. You cannot return to yesterday and rewrite it, but you can choose how you walk today. You can forgive. You can become disciplined. You can speak kindly. You can work honestly. You can pray. You can learn. You can protect your mind from constant negativity. You can choose not to answer anger with anger. These choices may appear small, but a life is shaped by repeated choices. I am interested in the person you are becoming while you wait for the things you have requested. You ask me for greater opportunities, but are you preparing your character to handle them? You ask me for peace in your home, but are your words bringing peace? You ask me for financial growth, but are you learning patience and wise stewardship? You ask me to use you, but are you willing to serve when no one applauds you? Listen carefully. A blessing is not only something you receive. Sometimes a blessing is the wisdom that prevents you from destroying what you receive. I want to make you wiser, calmer, more patient, more loving, and more courageous. I want you to recognize that real transformation reaches your behavior. It changes how you respond under pressure. It changes the way you speak to your family. It changes how you treat people who cannot give you anything. It changes what you do when no one is watching. Do not chase a spiritual feeling while ignoring the daily work of becoming more loving. Let your faith produce fruit. Let your home feel the difference. Let your children hear patience in your voice. Let the people around you see integrity in your actions. When you fall short, return to me with honesty and begin again. Do not waste months condemning yourself for a lesson you can learn today. I have not abandoned you. I am still guiding you. There are good things ahead, but I want you strong enough to walk into them with wisdom. If these words are speaking to your heart and you agree to trust my guidance even when you cannot see the whole road, type "Yes, I will trust" in the comments. Let that be your personal reminder of the decision you are making today. And if you feel happy, strengthened, or comforted by my words, like this message, subscribe and share it with someone who may need hope today. If you feel led to support my ministry and help these messages continue reaching hearts in need, you can use the link given below. Give only from a willing and peaceful heart. Now remain with me, because I have more to show you about the fear you have been carrying and the new way I want you to face your future. You have asked me many times, when will things change? But today, I want to ask you a different question. What are you allowing to change within you while you wait? You have focused so strongly on the door that has not opened that you have sometimes ignored the work I am doing in your character. You want the situation to move quickly, and I understand your desire, but speed is not always the same as progress. There are people who arrive at a place they prayed for and lose their peace because they never prepared their hearts to live there. There are people who receive more but become less grateful. There are people who gain influence but lose humility. There are people who finally get what they wanted and discover that their old wounds followed them into the new season. I want more for you than a temporary change of circumstances. I want to teach you how to carry peace wherever you go. I want you to know how to stand when life becomes uncertain. I want you to become so rooted in truth that every negative voice cannot pull you away from your purpose. This is why I tell you to guard your mind. Be careful what you repeatedly consume. If you spend every day listening to fear, conflict, criticism, and hopelessness, do not be surprised when your thoughts begin to imitate what you have been feeding them. Your mind needs truth. Your spirit needs prayer. Your heart needs moments of quiet. You were not created to live every hour reacting to noise. Put down the distractions sometimes. Open my word. Read slowly. Think deeply. Ask how the truth you are reading should affect your choices. Do not read only to finish a chapter. Read to understand. Read to remember. Read to apply. When you find the truth about forgiveness, examine your grudges. When you read about patience, examine your reactions. When you read about generosity, examine how tightly you hold everything. When you read about love, examine the way you speak. My word is not decoration for your life. Allow it to become direction for your life. My child, I know there are people who disappointed you, and I know some wounds were not small. Forgiveness does not require you to pretend that harmful behavior was good. Wisdom may require boundaries. Truth may require difficult conversations. But I do not want bitterness to become the permanent owner of your heart. When you carry resentment every day, the person who hurt you may continue living while you repeatedly experience the pain in your own mind. Bring that pain to me. Ask for strength to release the desire to constantly replay the offense. Forgiveness may be a process, but begin the process. Do not make hatred your identity. You are called to something greater. I want to heal the way you see yourself as well. Some of you have allowed rejection to write your definition. Because someone left, you decided you were unlovable. Because someone criticized you, you decided you had no value. Because one plan failed, you decided you were a failure. These conclusions are too large for the evidence you use to create them. A painful event can teach you, but it does not have the authority to define your entire existence. Stand again, learn again, try again with greater wisdom. You do not need to repeat every old pattern. That is the beauty of growth. You can admit, I handled that poorly, and then learn a healthier response. You can say, I trusted the wrong person, and then develop discernment without becoming cruel. You can say, I wasted time, and then become more intentional with the time you have now. Stop wishing you had started 10 years ago while wasting the day I have placed in your hands. Begin where you are. Take one responsible step, then take another. If you need to apologize sincerely. If you need to organize your finances, begin with the truth about what you earn and spend. If you need to improve your health, make wise and sustainable choices and seek appropriate professional care when needed. If your family needs your attention, put away the screen and listen. If your spiritual life feels dry, return to prayer without waiting for a dramatic emotion. Faithfulness often grows through simple, repeated actions. You keep looking for one enormous moment to transform everything, but many transformations happen through small decisions repeated with discipline. I am teaching you consistency. Pray when you feel inspired, and pray when you feel ordinary. Be kind when people praise you, and remain kind when no one notices. Work carefully when someone is watching, and maintain integrity when you are alone. This is maturity. You have asked me to enlarge your influence. I am asking you to enlarge your character. Do not fear this process. I am with you in it. I am not standing at a distance waiting for you to become perfect before I care about you. My love is present while you are learning. My grace meets you in your weakness. But grace is not an excuse to remain unwilling to grow. Rise. Take responsibility for the things you can change and surrender the things you cannot. You have spent enough nights imagining disasters that never happened. You have suffered in your thoughts over conversations that never occurred and outcomes that never arrived. Fear has charged you emotionally for events that existed only in your imagination. When anxious possibilities appear, return to what is true in the present moment. Ask, what is actually happening right now? What wise action can I take? What must I place in God's hands? This will help you stop feeding panic. I am teaching you to live with a steady heart. The future does not need your constant fear. It needs your faithful preparation. Prepare, pray, and proceed. If a door closes, do not immediately assume your life is over. Sometimes a closed door redirects you. Sometimes it protects you. Sometimes it reveals that your identity had become too dependent on one opportunity. Sometimes you simply need patience and another approach. Do not build a theology of despair around one disappointment. I am larger than one employer, one relationship, one project, one city, one season, or one human connection. Your source of hope must go deeper. I want you to understand prosperity correctly. True prosperity is not merely possessing more objects. What good is a full house with an empty heart? What good is public success with private chaos? I desire for you to grow in wisdom, peace, generosity, healthy relationships, purpose, and the ability to meet your responsibilities with integrity. If material increase comes, handle it wisely. Do not let possessions become your master. Be grateful. Help others when you are able. Avoid comparing your life with people whose full story you do not know. Comparison can make you disrespect blessings you once prayed to receive. Look around. Notice what is good. Give thanks. Gratitude does not deny your needs. It prevents your needs from blinding you to every gift already present. Today, write down 3 things for which you are grateful. Then identify one area of your life where fear has delayed a wise action. Pray about it and take one responsible step. This is how you apply the message. Do not only listen, practice. If you are choosing to release fear and move forward with wisdom, type, I choose faith in the comments. Let your own words remind you of the direction you are taking. Continue listening until the end, because I want to speak about your family, your prayers, and the battles you have misunderstood. There is wisdom ahead that can help you protect your peace and walk with greater spiritual strength. Listen to me carefully. Not every disagreement is a war, not every delay is an attack, and not every difficult person is your enemy. You have sometimes exhausted yourself fighting battles I never asked you to fight. You answered every criticism. You tried to correct every misunderstanding. You spent hours proving your heart to people who had already decided how they wanted to see you. Then you came to me tired and asked why you had no peace. I want to teach you a better way. Discern what deserves your attention. There are moments to speak truth, and there are moments to remain quiet. There are relationships worth repairing, and there are patterns that require wise distance. There are problems you must address, and there are provocations you must refuse to entertain. Wisdom is not weakness. Peace is not passivity. You can be calm and still be courageous. You can forgive and still maintain healthy boundaries. You can love people without giving everyone unlimited access to your heart, your time, and your private life. Ask me for discernment. Before you react, pray. Before you send the angry message, wait. Before you make a permanent decision in a temporary emotional state, become quiet. Your first feeling does not always need to become your final action. I have given you the ability to practice self-control. Use it. My child, your family matters deeply, and one of the greatest gifts you can bring into your home is a heart willing to listen. Some families do not need louder voices. They need safer conversations. People stop speaking when they believe every honest sentence will become a fight. Learn to listen without preparing your defense while the other person is still talking. Ask questions. Be willing to say, I misunderstood you. Be willing to say, I was wrong. Pride has prolonged conflicts that humility could have shortened. Do not wait for everyone else to become perfect before you practice love. Begin with your own words. Speak blessings over your home, but also behave in ways that support those blessings. You cannot pray for peace and then constantly introduce unnecessary conflict. You cannot ask for unity while feeding gossip. You cannot ask me to heal a relationship while refusing every opportunity for honest communication. Do what is within your responsibility. You are not responsible for controlling another person's response, but you are responsible for the spirit in which you speak. I see your concern for your children and the people you love. You wonder about their future. You worry about decisions they may make. You imagine dangers and difficulties. Bring them to me in prayer, but understand this: worry is not the same as love. Worry can make you controlling. Love guided by wisdom knows when to teach, when to warn, when to listen, and when to entrust a person to me. Pray for your loved ones. Encourage them. Model the character you want them to develop. If you want them to value prayer, let them see that prayer is part of your life. If you want them to speak respectfully, examine your speech. If you want them to live honestly, let your private and public behavior agree. Your example may teach what your lectures cannot. I am also calling you to recognize the spiritual battle that often begins in your thoughts. Fear says, you are alone. Truth reminds you to seek my presence. Shame says, you can never change. Grace says, repent, learn, and walk differently. Pride says, you do not need correction. Wisdom says, listen and grow. Bitterness says, hold the wound forever. Love says, do not allow hatred to shape your future. Discern the direction of the voice you are agreeing with. If a thought constantly pushes you toward hopelessness, hatred, reckless decisions, or isolation, do not blindly obey it. Bring your thoughts into the light. Pray. Speak with a trusted and mature person when necessary. Seek appropriate professional support when a situation requires expertise. I can work through wise counsel, responsible action, and people equipped to help. Do not turn spirituality into an excuse to ignore practical wisdom. If you are in debt, prayer matters, but so does a realistic plan. If your body is giving you concerning symptoms, pray, but do not ignore appropriate medical care. If your relationship is facing serious problems, prayer matters, and honest support or qualified counseling may also be valuable. Faith and wisdom are not enemies. I want you to become responsible, not reckless. You have sometimes expected a miracle to replace an action I already gave you the ability to take. You prayed for a better opportunity but refused to learn a new skill. You prayed for order but would not create a routine. You prayed for reconciliation but would not initiate a respectful conversation. You prayed for freedom from a habit while keeping every trigger close to you. Listen, there are times when your prayer must be followed by a decision. Remove what repeatedly pulls you backward. Change the environment when possible. Ask for accountability. Make a plan. The strength you request may appear as the courage to say no. The answer you seek may begin with a difficult but necessary change. Do not despise practical steps. I can guide you through them. You want to feel powerful, but real spiritual strength often looks quiet. It is the strength to forgive when revenge feels easier. It is the strength to remain honest when dishonesty could benefit you. It is the strength to keep a promise. It is the strength to admit a mistake. It is the strength to leave temptation instead of standing near it to prove how strong you are. It is the strength to pray when your emotions are unsettled. It is the strength to keep loving without becoming foolish. I am forming this kind of courage within you. Do not measure your growth only by dramatic experiences. Look at your reactions. Are you slower to anger? Are you quicker to apologize? Are you more disciplined? Are you becoming generous? Are you treating people with greater dignity? Are you spending more time in truth and less time feeding fear? These are signs of meaningful transformation. I do not want you to chase miracles while remaining unchanged in character. Let the greatest evidence of my work be the love, patience, faithfulness, and self-control becoming visible in your life. You say you want others to know me. Then let them encounter kindness in the way you treat them. Do not use my name to justify cruelty. Do not become proud because you believe. Serve, encourage, help when you can. Tell the truth with love. Remember the lonely. Respect people. Your light becomes visible through the life you live. There are people around you carrying hidden pain. A thoughtful word may matter more than you realize. A phone call may interrupt someone's loneliness. A sincere apology may begin healing. A meal shared with someone in need may become an answer to prayer. Do not wait until you have everything before you do something good. Use what is already in your hands. Your time has value. Your attention has value. Your kindness has value. Your testimony has value. I can use a willing heart. If you agree that your faith must become visible through your choices and not only through your words, comment, "Let my life show love." Say it with sincerity and continue with me, because the next part is about the doors you are asking me to open, the purpose you are trying to understand, and why preparation matters before opportunity arrives. You keep asking me to open the door, but have you considered what will be required of you after the door opens? Opportunity carries responsibility. A larger assignment may require greater discipline. Greater influence may expose weaknesses you previously ignored. More resources may test your wisdom. This is why I want you to stop seeing preparation as punishment. The season in which you learn, organize, heal, and grow is not wasted. You may not receive applause while you prepare, but preparation can protect your future. Think about the areas where you want progress. Be specific. Do not simply say, "I want a better life." What does faithfulness look like today? Perhaps you need to wake earlier and create order in your morning. Perhaps you need to complete work you repeatedly postpone. Perhaps you need to stop spending money to impress people. Perhaps you need to learn a skill. Perhaps you need to repair your reputation through consistent integrity. Perhaps you need to rest because exhaustion is affecting your judgment. Ask for wisdom, then become willing to follow wise direction. My child, I have placed gifts within you, but a gift must be developed. Do not bury your ability under fear of criticism. You are waiting to feel completely confident before you begin, but confidence often grows after responsible practice. Start small. Learn. Improve. Accept constructive correction. Do not become offended every time someone shows you an area where you can grow. Discern the difference between destructive criticism and useful feedback. You do not need to accept every opinion, but you should remain teachable. Pride says, "I already know." Wisdom asks, "What can I learn?" There are dreams you have carried for years. Some may need to be released because they were built on comparison or ego. Others may need to be revisited with maturity and a better plan. Bring your desires to me honestly. Do not be afraid to say what you hope for. Then hold your plans with humility. Say, guide me, correct me, close the wrong path. Give me courage for the right one. This is trust. Trust is not demanding that I approve every idea you create. Trust allows me to shape your direction. Sometimes you call something a failure when it was information. A project did not work, but it taught you what the audience needed. A relationship ended, but it revealed a pattern you must address. A plan was delayed, but the delay exposed weak preparation. Learn to gather wisdom from disappointment. Do not worship failure, but do not waste its lessons. You can emerge wiser. You can make a new plan. You can ask better questions. You can move forward without carrying constant shame. I am not finished teaching you. Remember also that your purpose is larger than being admired. The world may encourage you to measure value through numbers, possessions, attention, and status. These things can change quickly. If your identity depends entirely on them, your peace will rise and fall every day. Build deeper roots. Know what you value. Remember who you are when no one is applauding. Practice integrity before success arrives. If you become successful, remain grateful. If progress is slow, remain faithful. Do not allow comparison to rush you into decisions that violate your values. Someone else's timeline is not a command for your life. You see the result, but not every sacrifice, advantage, mistake, or private battle behind it. Focus on your assignment. Run your race with wisdom. I'm not asking you to become someone else. I'm asking you to become faithful with what has been entrusted to you. Your family needs the healthy version of you, not the exhausted version constantly trying to impress strangers. Your heart needs truth, not endless comparison. Your future needs discipline, not impulsive decisions made because someone online appears to be ahead of you. Return to what matters. Pray, plan, work, rest, learn, love. Repeat these things with patience. There is power in a life that is ordered around meaningful values. You do not have to live in chaos forever. Begin creating systems that support the person you want to become. Put important tasks where you can see them. Create boundaries around distractions. Decide when you will pray. Decide when you will work. Protect time for your family. Review your spending. Keep promises to yourself when they are wise and realistic. You have sometimes lost confidence because you repeatedly made commitments and abandoned them. Start rebuilding trust in your own discipline through small actions. Do not promise to change everything overnight. Choose one habit and practice it faithfully. Then, build from there. I am teaching you patience. A seed does not become a tree because you shouted at it. Growth requires time, nourishment, and the right conditions. You are often frustrated because you compare the beginning of your process with someone else's mature result. Stop doing that. Water what I have placed in your hands. Remove the weeds of unnecessary distraction. Protect your focus. Allow your roots to grow. In time, fruit becomes visible, and when fruit appears, remember why you wanted it. Use your progress to become a blessing. If you gain knowledge, teach with humility. If you gain resources, practice generosity with wisdom. If you gain influence, do not use people. If you become a leader, remember the dignity of those you lead. If your family experiences restoration, encourage another family without pretending your journey was perfect. Your scars can become places of compassion when they are healed. You will understand people differently because you remember what pain felt like. Do not become harsh after you recover. Remain tender. You once prayed for someone to understand you. Become a person who listens. You once needed encouragement. Encourage someone. You once felt invisible. Notice people. This is how your pain can produce value without remaining your prison. I know you want answers about timing. You ask, when will I see the result? I will not teach you to build your faith around a date I have not given you. Instead, I will teach you to be faithful today. You do not need a false promise to continue. You need a rooted heart. Do the right thing because it is right. Love because love reflects my heart. Pray because you need communion with me. Work honestly because integrity matters. Prepare because wisdom matters. Then allow the future to unfold without destroying your present through constant anxiety. There may be surprises. There may be opportunities you did not predict. There may also be adjustments. Stay teachable. A changed plan does not mean a ruined life. I can guide you through turns you never expected. Look at how much you have already survived. There were days you thought would break you, yet you are here. You learned, you cried, you prayed, you made mistakes, you stood again. Do not forget the strength developed through those seasons. Let memory become evidence that difficult moments can pass. When the next challenge appears, say, I have faced uncertainty before. I will pray, seek wisdom, and take the next responsible step. This is a mature faith. If you are ready to stop comparing your timing and start preparing faithfully for your purpose, type "Prepare my heart" in the comments. Let those words become a prayer. Stay until the final part. I want to speak directly to the burden you have been carrying, and I want to leave you with a practical decision that can change the way you begin tomorrow. Now listen with your whole heart, because I want you to remember this after the message ends. You do not need to carry tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. Some of your deepest exhaustion has come from trying to live 10 imagined futures at the same time. In one future, you fail. In another, someone leaves. In another, money becomes difficult. In another, your plan collapses. In another, your family faces trouble. Your body is sitting in the present, but your mind has been running through disasters that have not occurred. Come back to today. Breathe. Look at what is actually in front of you. There may be a real problem, and if there is, face it with wisdom. But do not multiply one problem into 20 imaginary problems. Ask yourself, what can I responsibly do today? Then do that. If you need information, gather it. If you need help, ask for it. If you need prayer, pray. If you need rest, create space for healthy rest. If you need to make a difficult call, prepare your words and make it. Faith does not always remove the next step. Sometimes faith gives you courage to take it. My child, I want you to stop waiting for your emotions to give you permission to live with purpose. There will be mornings when you feel strong and mornings when you feel uncertain. Your values must become stronger than your changing mood. You can still choose kindness on a difficult day. You can still pray when you feel distracted. You can still complete an important responsibility when motivation is low. You can still apologize when pride feels uncomfortable. This is how your life becomes steady. I am building roots in you. You have asked me for peace. Understand that peace is not always the absence of responsibility. Sometimes peace is the quiet confidence that you can face responsibility without being consumed by fear. You may have bills to manage, decisions to make, work to complete, and relationships requiring attention. I am not telling you to pretend these things do not exist. I am telling you not to let them become your God. They do not deserve every thought, every hour, and every ounce of your joy. Make time for gratitude. Notice the people you love. Look at the sky. Sit quietly. Laugh when there is something worth laughing about. Eat with thankfulness. Rest without guilt when your body genuinely needs rest. Life is happening while you wait for the next achievement. Do not miss every present gift because your eyes are fixed only on what you have not received. I am with you now, not only in the future version of your life. You keep saying, I will be happy when this changes. Then the thing changes and your mind chooses another condition. Learn contentment without losing healthy ambition. You can desire growth and still be grateful. You can pursue a goal and still love your present family. You can build for tomorrow without insulting today. This balance will protect your heart. I also want you to make peace with the truth that not everyone will understand your journey. Some people knew an older version of you and may resist the changes you are making. Do not become arrogant toward them. Let consistency speak. You do not need to announce every new habit. Live it. You do not need to argue with everyone about your growth. Continue growing. Time reveals fruit. If you become more patient, people will notice. If you become disciplined, results will eventually show. If your words become kinder, your home will feel it. If your integrity deepens, trust can grow. Focus less on proving and more on becoming. There are also things you must finally release. You know what they are. An old conversation, a regret, a name, a missed opportunity, a version of yourself you keep punishing. You cannot change the event, but you can choose what you learn from it. If repentance is needed, repent sincerely. If restitution is appropriate and safe, take responsible steps. If forgiveness must begin, begin. Then stop reopening the wound simply to hurt yourself again. Your past can become a teacher without becoming your permanent address. I am calling you forward. You have a life to live. There are people to love. There is work to do. There are prayers to pray. There is wisdom to gain. There are gifts to develop. There are moments of beauty you have not yet experienced. Do not surrender all of that to yesterday. Rise with humility. I am not asking you to be fearless in the sense that you never feel fear. Courage is often the decision to move wisely while fear is still speaking. Take my hand through prayer. Return to my word. Surround yourself with people who encourage truth, responsibility, and faith. Be careful with voices that constantly feed panic, hatred, or pride. You become influenced by what you repeatedly hear. Choose your spiritual diet carefully. Fill your heart with what helps you love, endure, forgive, and walk wisely. And when you fail, do not turn one failure into permission to abandon everything. If you miss one day of a good habit, return the next day. If you speak wrongly, apologize and correct your speech. If you make a poor decision, learn and adjust. The enemy of growth is often the belief that imperfect progress is worthless. It is not. Continue. Keep returning to the path. I want you to begin tomorrow differently. Before you reach for the noise of the world, give me a few sincere moments. Pray. Give thanks for 3 things. Read a portion of my word. Ask for wisdom for the responsibilities ahead. Then identify your most important responsible action for the day. Do it with care. At night, reflect. Ask yourself, where did I act with faith? Where did fear control me? Where do I need to apologize? What did I learn? What can I do better tomorrow? This simple practice can help you become more aware of your life. Do not drift through your days. Live intentionally. Your time is precious. Your words are powerful in the sense that they shape conversations, relationships, and your own focus. Use them to build, not destroy. Tell your family you love them. Encourage the person who is trying. Thank those who help you. Speak truth without unnecessary cruelty. Refuse gossip when it offers you temporary entertainment at the cost of another person's dignity. Be the kind of person who leaves peace behind. This is valuable. This is faith applied. This is a life becoming fruitful. I love you, and I want you to understand that my love is not an invitation to remain asleep in your purpose. It is the safe place from which you can grow. Because you are loved, you can face correction without believing you are worthless. Because you are loved, you can admit weakness and ask for help. Because you are loved, you can stop begging the world to validate every part of you. Because you are loved, you can become generous with love. Let this truth settle deeply. You are not walking alone. Bring me your concerns. Bring me your family. Bring me your plans. Bring me the areas where you feel ashamed. Bring me your hopes. Then listen, learn, and walk. Do not ask me to guide you while insisting on ignoring every wise step placed before you. Trust must become movement. Faith must become practice. Love must become action. Today is not merely another day for you to hear a beautiful message and forget it tomorrow. Choose one truth from these words and apply it immediately. Forgive someone in your heart. Begin a needed plan. Remove a distraction. Pray with your family. Write down your expenses. Make the appointment you have delayed. Open your Bible. Apologize. Rest. Learn. Take the next wise step. You do not need to do everything tonight. You need to stop doing nothing because everything feels too large. One faithful step can become the beginning of a different pattern. If you receive this message and choose to walk forward with faith, wisdom, and love, type Amen. I will move forward in the comments. Let your declaration remind you to apply what you have heard. And if these words brought peace, clarity, or encouragement into your heart, Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this message with someone who may be carrying a silent burden. Your share may help another person hear a word of hope at the moment they need it. Continue supporting this ministry with your prayers, your encouragement, and if you genuinely feel led and joyful in your heart, through the support link given below. Never give from fear or pressure. Give with peace and willingness. Remember what I've told you. Stop measuring your entire future by today's difficulty. Renew your mind. Guard your thoughts. Pray sincerely. Read my word. Love your family. Forgive with wisdom. Work honestly. Prepare faithfully. Stop comparing your timing. Take responsible action. Learn from your past without living in it. And when fear returns, because there may be moments when it tries, remember this truth. You do not have to obey every fearful thought. Return to me. Return to truth. Return to the next wise step. I am with you in the quiet morning, in the demanding afternoon, and in the night when your mind wants to wander toward worry. Come to me again. You are still learning. You are still growing. Your story is still unfolding. Walk forward with a humble heart, steady faith, and love in your actions. I will guide you. I will strengthen you. And as you learn to trust my plan, you will discover that the deepest miracle is not simply a changed circumstance, but a heart that has learned to remain faithful, peaceful, loving, and courageous through every season. Amen.